Okay, so I've been wanting to do videos for a while, but using the microphone on the computer wasn't, well, it wasn't good. I've had this headset thing for a while, but thought it looked really dorky, so I haven't been using it. Um, I really should have. Um, so I was on Amazon and saw that this was only 20 bucks. So I bought it and it doesn't work. It it picks up my voice, but only really quietly. I've even tried putting it right by my face, like this, which of course wouldn't work for video, and it still doesn't pick up my voice. So that was a waste of 20 bucks, of 20 quid rather, 20 pounds. Um, so yeah, um, I don't even remember what the brand was. It's not actually on the microphone itself. So yeah, um, I guess you get what you pay for. So bye bye to that. Um, I wanted to write an article today about my recent trip to Wales to see my family and how well it went and everything. So and I wanted a video to go with it. So um, I'm making the video. So yeah, it was fun in Wales. As anyone who may have been following my blog lately would know, I've been kind of depressed lately. This isn't too surprising since I do suffer from depression, and I've been coming to terms with the fact that there are symptoms that seem to be anxiety also. I have a feeling that the reason why these symptoms have become harder to deal with lately is because of my job as a night porter. Um, I've been avoiding people, haven't been hanging out with my friends, which it part of which is because it's very difficult to do so when you're working nights and asleep during the day. Um, Part of it is because I made a mistake of having a relationship with one of my friends, um, and which of course didn't end well. Well, it it went as well as could be expected, considering we still talk to each other on Facebook occasionally, but um, yeah, uh, it it wasn't ideal. So I have a few friends that I only have a few friends up here that I still talk to, um, and it's awkward because we're all of us are shut-ins. Like we don't leave the house if we can help it. So um, every time I like none of us volunteer to arrange anything, and when we do, it's you come to me. No, you come to me. So um, I need to make myself get out more. But Barrow doesn't feel like a good area to do that. I worry about bumping into people that used to pick on me at school, and just it doesn't feel. I don't feel safe here, really, quite frankly. But Wales, in particular Kidwelly, where my parents live, is a beautiful place, a much smaller town, and it would be a fresh start. So I'm seriously considering moving down there. In fact, I'm going to. I've already applied for several jobs. One of them is going to reply sooner or later, and yeah, I've already checked out a flat that would be affordable, providing I have a job. So yeah, this is happening. I'm in a I'm finally going to get out of this tiny little box room at the back of my grandparents' house. I mean, it's nice and all, but there's not enough room to swing a cat. It would be nice if I had a dog, a pet of some kind, at least. Um, and there's only room for me in here. There's not enough room for me in here, especially since I spend so much time in here. I would like to have room to be able to plan out my story ideas, to set up storyboards, to just cover the walls in post-its, which is impractical here. If the biggest wall space I have is behind the bed there, which I have some posters and stuff on, which are securely posted. But as you can see, I've already knocked several of the dragons off the wall in my sleep, and I've because they're not as securely adhered to the wall as the posters are, and I have a feeling that post-its would be similarly easy to detach and float away, which of course would ruin the like I would have to reset up the storyboards. So the flat I'm looking at has several rooms, which is nice, which is going to be a novel idea, having more than one room to play with. Um, that way I will have separate living area, office area, kitchen, and sleeping area, which would be fantastic because I'll be able to keep my Xbox, which is a huge source of tempting distraction, well away from my writing area. At least that's the plan. And this my sleeping area will also similarly be nowhere near um, anything else, so I can keep my sleep room as a calm and restful place. Um, and it will be big enough to have a queen size bed in, which is nice because or bigger, um, because this single bed is rubbish. It's got a pull out second single bed, which when I was dating, we pulled out the second bed and set it up next to the main bed to turn it into a bigger bed that we could both sleep on. But the pull out is shorter than the main bed, and of course there's a gap between, so you can't really snuggle because one of you ends up falling down the gap if you get too close. It's just awkward. And of course, the second bed occupies the entirety of the remaining floor space. So yeah, you have to climb over the beds to do anything else, which is ridiculous. Um, yeah, so it would be nice to have room, to have space, even if for some reason I don't get that flat. My parents have um, space in the bedroom, the spare bedroom that they have in the basement of the house is much bigger than this room. And my sister and the girl and my nieces are living there at the moment, but they're looking to get their own place along with my sister's fiance. So when they get their own place, my dad's going to be moving his office upstairs, which would give me, if I end up moving into there, would give me again a separate bedroom and office, which would be nice. Um, the bedroom actually has an ensuite bathroom too, so that's pretty cool. In either case, I would have a living space, but it would be better um, if it was a separate flat, so that I'm not. Um, I know I'm not technically getting in anyone's way if I'm sharing living space with my family, but I still feel like I am. That's one of the issues that I have here at my grandparents' house, is that I feel whenever I have to use the bathroom or the kitchen or even just leave the house, I have to walk through the living room, which is their space. I feel like I'm intruding. I feel like I'm trespassing somehow. Especially if I have to use the kitchen in their home. Um, Granddad is very Granddad only started cooking recently because Grandma's always done the cooking all of their lives. He's never been particularly interested in making food, but now he has to because Grandma is um, well, she has dementia and she can't do it anymore. Um, so he's looking after her. They're both in their 90s. It's pretty incredible that Granddad's as capable as he is, really, given that he's in his 90s. But he's intensely curious whenever I'm doing any cooking and has all kinds of questions about everything. He often comments about how much food I'm making, and part of the reason why I make so much food at once is because I want to use the kitchen as little as possible because I feel like I'm intruding. So I tend to make large batches of food and either nibble on it slowly throughout the day or pack up what I can't eat at the time and won't and for later. It's so that one meal, that one cooking session might last me all day or a couple of days, but um, never. It always feels like an accusation when he comments on how much food I'm making. Um, and I know I'm not the skinniest person alive, but I'm not exactly fat. Um, but anyway, so it'd be nice to have my own kitchen and my own bathroom. Because again, they're both in their 90s, and I feel like if I'm in the bathroom, that I need to get out of there quick, just in case one of them needs to use it. Because when they do need to use it, especially grandma, it's likely an emergency. It's not something that she can hold. So it'd be nice to just have my own bathroom. And if I get the flat, it will include a bath too, not just a shower and a sink. And the toilet, of course. You have to have a toilet. The Yeah, so this is all true. Like I said, I've applied for a variety of jobs. One of them, there's a holiday park, a caravan park that's hiring, which would be interesting. Um, Mostly bar and restaurant work. Bar and restaurant supervisor is the main one I'm aiming for. There's a sales job there too, but they say it requires a driver's license. I'm tempted to apply for it anyway because I'm thinking that the reason why they want a valid UK driver's license is just as proof of age. Um, I have a provisional driver's license in Britain because that's what I had when I left England, and when I came back, I was able to renew it. But I was hoping that I would somehow be able to transfer my American full driver's license over to England, and unfortunately, they can't. There's Yeah, so I can drive and I've passed my test in America, but now I have to do it all over again for England, which I'm not looking forward to. Um, Especially since England is a very the roads are a lot closer and smaller, and everybody's just a lot more aggressive, it seems, over here in terms of driving. Yeah, so it would be rather nerve-wracking, and I don't want to. I would rather not. So if I can survive on public transportation, that would be better. But at some point, I'm going to have to learn to drive over here, and purchase a vehicle over here, preferably something cheap and economical. I'd like an electric vehicle, but I doubt that they're cheap enough to buy even used yet. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, um, it's nice to have a plan, and it's nice to feel my family, my mum and dad, and my sister and the nieces made me feel very welcome while I was down there, and I'm looking forward to moving and making a fresh start, starting a new life, and getting my own place. I really hope that I can pull that off because this is rubbish. It's it does the job, but it's not very conducive to socializing. There's no room for friends to come over, and yeah, especially not girlfriends. And that's another reason why it would be really nice to have my own place because it would be nice to have somewhere I can invite girls without saying, "Oh, this is my grandma and granddad," or "Oh, this is my parents." I'm 37. I really don't want to be the guy who's still living with his parents or grandparents at age 37, and I don't have to. I've got a way out. I've got a plan. I just like this stuff. I'm not sponsored. It would be nice though. Hey, Mountain Dew, if you want to sponsor me, please do. That would be great. Help me launch my vlogging slash writing career. Ooh, speaking of which, ghostwriting. Um, I really would like to do that. So far, I haven't had any takers, sadly, any clients that are willing to pay up front. Most of the people that are asking me that would want me to write their stories for them are offering to give me a cut of the royalties instead, which is very nice as a long-term plan. But if I'm doing that, I would rather write my own books. I've got a whole bunch of story ideas that I need to get written out and published, and I'll earn the royalties from them. Thank you very much. I don't need to split the royalties with anybody else. I don't want to put in most of the work and only get half of the royalties. Thank you very much. It might be your idea, but that's another thing too. I don't want to work on other people's ideas if I can help it. If I'm getting paid for it up front, I will gladly write someone else's book for them. But I'm not doing it for nothing and then only getting half of the royalties afterwards. No. So yeah, I'm sorry if I've already if you're a client that I've been co-writing with and I haven't got around to telling you yet. Sorry, I'm going to drop you. I don't have the time or the patience to be working on something that's not going to actually make me any money. Um, well, obviously, there's no guarantee. We might make money in the long run, but like I said, I've already got plans for that. I've already got my own stories for that. I'm gonna stop offering the co-writing because it's not worth it. It's not a good return on my investment, but ghostwriting would be. So if you have a story idea but you don't think you're a writer, now a little caveat on this. Somebody that I spoke to recently told me that they don't think they could write it quickly enough. That the reason why they were looking for a writer, now bear in mind that they also didn't want to pay up front, but the reason why they were looking for a writer is because they didn't think they could write it quickly and get it to market quickly enough. Writing is not a fast process. To make to make a good quality book, you need to plan it well, and it needs 2 or 3 rewrites. It needs editing. It's not a get rich quick scheme. I produce a good quality product. Now, there are some people who can churn out books to a standard formula, and if you want to do that, then by all means do that. But I'm not that kind of writer. If you pay me to write a book, I'm going to write a good quality book that's going to make you a lot of money, hopefully, providing that you do the marketing and everything else correctly. But yeah, it's not a get rich quick scheme. It's a quality product. It's I'm going to produce a book that when people read it, they're going to go, wow, I can't wait for more. And they're going to pester you for the sequel. And I will be quite happily waiting for you to hire me to write you the sequel. They will also, of course, tell all their friends and family to buy the book that is already released. And that's how you're going to make your money. That's how you're going to earn your royalties, because I'm going to write a book that people are going to talk about. And if you don't want that, if you just want a book that people are going to buy a lot of because it's cheap, then go elsewhere. I'm going to write a book that you're going to be able to charge a lot of money for, and that people are going to love so much that they will pay that money for. So, yeah. But I know it's going to take a while to find clients because nobody wants to pay money up front. If you want to see some evidence of my quality of writing, by all means check out Amazon, look up my name, Anthony M. Copeland, and have a look at the short stories that are already on there. The reason why there's only short stories on there so far is because the environment that I'm in is not conducive to writing. Like I said, I don't have a separate space for writing in at the moment. That will change. I will have more time and more energy and much more motivation once I have a bigger space and a dedicated writing space. Um, and yeah, um, the, the the consider any payment upfront and investment in the process, and I would love it if I could get enough clients to not need to get a day job in Kidwelly to be able to pay all my bills from writing alone, but that's going to take a while to build up a reputation, I think. I'm being realistic about this. I know I'm awesome, but it's going to take a while before the world knows I'm awesome, especially if it's not my name on the books. So, which is why I'm also writing my own books, so that there will be, that I will get recognition for those. But yeah, this is all true, and that's the video. Um, so goodbye from me, and goodbye from Yoda. I got this while I was in Wales, by the way. My parents bought it for me. Isn't he cool? Um, so yeah, this is all true. Have a great day.